Hello, friends. Welcome to my channel. I am Ananda Rose. Thank you for joining me, and it's good to be talking to all of you today. I felt the need to come on and do a light language transmission, especially at this time of the new moon in Virgo, as well as Pluto moving into Capricorn. Now, Pluto moved into Capricorn as of the 1st of September, Northern Hemisphere time. So that would be 2nd of September for us here, like today. And the new moon in Virgo takes place for us in Auckland, New Zealand, at 1:55 p.m. tomorrow, which is the 3rd of September. And I just wanted to talk as well about some of our experiences here where I live in terms of weather patterns and things, which really does align with the astrology that is being spoken of at this time, right? So I will conclude today with doing us a light language transmission, doing with all of you a light language transmission. I believe that I'm supposed to do that, especially for all of this movement that's happening astrologically. Now, before I delve into that, and I have to say, delving into it is rather brief for me because I'm not an astrologer, obviously. From all of the videos I put out there, you know that about me. I'm not an astrologer. I just know a little bit about it and very little, to be honest. But I just thought I'd remind everyone that tomorrow morning, New Zealand Standard Time at 8 a.m., that is tomorrow morning, the 3rd of September, Emma from Being Magic and I will be doing an event for pets and pet owners. It is a healing event for both pet and pet owners, or if you just feel you want to join us, by all means. If you feel, even if you don't have a pet, you want to join us, feel free to do that. And we are going to be doing a session with, like I say, healing for pets, but communication with pets, as well as I will be doing some light language for those things supporting what Emma's doing. But I will be doing some light language for alignment of soul purpose for both pet and pet owner. And if you don't have a pet and you still want to have alignment or find the alignment or what it is that aligns with you or for you to achieve your soul's purpose, then please join us. That will be really good. I'll put the link in the description box. You do have to register for it. So I thought I might just say that, remind everyone that that is coming up tomorrow. Right, let's get on with what else it is that I wanted to speak about. So the new moon. Now, what I want to say about the new moon is the astrologers are talking about the intensity of this new moon. Some to the point of saying, well, when the new moon occurs, the person you were the day before will probably be feeling very different. And you'll be that new person that you are at the time of the new moon because it's the beginning of a new life. They also imply or say that, well, things are going to change and they will change drastically with this new moon because of the alignments again. And so I thought, wow, that's going to be different for us here in New Zealand. 1:55 p.m. tomorrow, the 3rd of September. All I would like to encourage everyone to do is to think about what that means for you. If you believe in it and it's important to you, to think about what is it that you need to do. Do you need to do a meditation at the time of the new moon? And remember that the new moon, effects of the new moon are a few days prior, maybe even 7 days prior, and days post the moon as well, right? So either 7 days or 3 days or whatever, however you believe it's affecting you, right? So if you don't get to do it at the specific time, then you could do it in the evening when it works for you, or in the morning or something like that. It's always going to be relative and relevant. Okay, so that's the new moon. I'm encouraging everybody to do a ritual for this new moon. It is, I guess for me, I feel like it's time to go back to doing that. I stopped doing my rituals, my moon rituals. I stopped doing them, and I'm starting to realize more and more that I kind of need to bring them back into my world. I used to do meditation with candles and have this amazing scented bubble bath and have candles, and sometimes even do a meditation sitting in the bathtub, like sitting in cross-leg position in the bathtub, and do this amazing meditation. And I just felt that it just moved and shifted me. But even if it didn't do a move and a shift, but it just aligned me with the moon, with the divine feminine energy. And that is the thing. And of course, remember, we're here on Earth, and aligning with the moon is still staying here grounded, but still connecting with that divine feminine energy. And we need more of the divine feminine energy to balance out things on the planet, to balance out the warrior energy, because, you know, peace on Earth is so important right now. It has always been important. It is always necessary. It will always bring peace, calm, love, joy, and happiness if we have peace, right? Peace, not just peace from the outside, peace with our neighbor, peace with countries having peaceful relationships, but what about peace within ourselves? The thought patterns, the mind blocks, the challenges we experience, the anxiety. We need peace so that we can, transport ourselves into a place of constant calm and peace, so that we do not let the mind take over things that we're going through, so that we can navigate from a perspective of calmness and empowerment, right? So that's how I feel, and that's why I feel it's necessary to talk about that. If that having this bubble bath and all of that is not available to you, then perhaps at the time or at some point, sit in a quiet place and meditate. Obviously, we don't see the moon at the new moon, but we do have a sense of the moon. We have a sense of where exactly the moon is placed. It's normally below the horizon at the new moon, so that is why at night we don't see it, because it's below the horizon, but we know it's there, right? So that's what I want to encourage you to do, or I am encouraging you to do. Pluto in Capricorn. Pluto goes into Capricorn for us, I think, today, but for the Northern Hemisphere, the 1st of September, which some of the Northern Hemisphere is still in the 1st of September at the time of this recording. And what do I say about Pluto in Capricorn? This time, Pluto is retrograde in Capricorn. Now, for me, I'm one of the cardinal signs, in that my star sign is one of the cardinal signs. We are affected by Pluto in Capricorn in a big way. I want to say to myself, hey, run and hide, but I won't be doing that. I am so much more knowledgeable. I am so much more aware now from the last time that Pluto was in Capricorn. Pluto went into Aquarius in January of 2024. It had been in Capricorn from about June 2023. And I know what the struggles were, how tough it was for me, what my experiences were in that time from June to January. Okay, and then we got to January and I could actually feel the shift happening. And now we're here and Pluto is back in Capricorn. And I have to say, I could feel the shifting happening already in the last week. So at one point, I felt I needed to stay offline for a while. And whilst that is the case, today I was in my own time listening to the astrology, and then my guides were saying, you need to do a transmission, a light language transmission, because if you're feeling this, if you're thinking about the astrology, there are other people doing the same, and perhaps they don't have the answers. And maybe if we do this light language transmission, we bring in some light codes on how we navigate this time. I mean, Pluto is going to be in Capricorn until the 19th of November. And then it goes into Aquarius and it stays there for 20 years. And that is what we take heart in, we take comfort in, for those of us that have been adversely affected by it. And also remember that for us as individuals, there are other placements in there affect us as well. So whilst that might be the case, Pluto is in Capricorn, there might be something else, one of the other planets aligned in a way for us individually, that actually help us bear the brunt of it, help us navigate it in a better way. So, you know, focusing on those things too are important, or is important for us to do, right? So that we can navigate in a holistic way. We've had, and before I go on to the weather patterns, I want to say, well, that's all I needed to say. That's all I can say. I'd love to hear your comments about Pluto in Capricorn, what it means for you. Okay. Right. Now on to weather patterns. So, you know, in the last few days, our weather has been something unusual. And so much so that I was speaking to a one of the neighbor's children, and she is in primary school. And she was reflecting on how so many weird things happened. She must be about 11 years old. And I thought, wow, out of the mouth of babes, right? Because she was saying, oh, that happened, and that happened, and that happened, and that happened. And now it's 4 in a row. That was strange. And I thought, wow, listen to that wisdom, listen to that intuition, listen to that observation, you know? So the astrologers have been talking about the alignments of the planets and how various things can happen, but they have spoken about weather patterns. They have spoken about power outages, and they've spoken about, for example, internet outages. And just you know, I suppose, in to put it in my words, weird stuff happening or intense stuff happening because of the astrology. Now, for us, it kind of started on Thursday night last week. We had a very intense thunderstorm. I have not heard the thunder that loud ever before. It really felt like, I don't know, were there big objects crashing in the sky that we didn't know about? Like, you know, dare I say, were there ships crashing in the sky? That was so loud. There wasn't, obviously, but it felt like big metal things knocking against each other and having this big booming sound. Very, very intense thunder. And then on Friday night, I was home, and I'd come back from work, and I was home and just getting ready for the evening and thinking, all right, what do? I have so many other things I have to tick off my list of things to do. Let me see if I can just have my dinner, get ready, sit on my bed with my laptop, and then just go through all those things that I need to do. And then what happens? One of the neighbor's dogs was just barking. 2 of them, they have 2 or 3 dogs, and 2 of them were just barking constantly. And this looks right, or faces right into my bedroom, where I was going to sit down and have some quiet and peace and do some stuff. And it actually didn't happen, because it went on for so long that I started to feel like something was happening that needed my attention. Like, is there somebody trying to break into a house or something? So I went over to see, and actually it was just the dogs being alone and barking. They never really do that, and they were just doing it on Friday. And then just about 1.5 hours later, because I'm like waiting for this to happen, realizing the family's not home, just as they stop, and I think, oh, they stopped. What made them stop? I look out, and a car had come down the drive, and I thought, all right, the family's home. But it was a really weird thing, because it almost felt like there was a block, and they stopped, and then we had a blackout. And it was a weird blackout, because it was to the point where it was pitch dark. There was nothing. You couldn't see anything or anyone out there. You couldn't see too much into the distance if there was power, if people had electricity in their homes beyond. And so we had a message from the company that looks after that, to say there's power outages in specific areas, and this was our radius. So not the rest of the place I live in, but just our small little zone. And that we could look online to find out why and what the progress was. And when you did, you couldn't get into anything online, which was strange, because it was data on the phone. It wasn't the broadband or Wi-Fi in the house. And then we got a message from the telephone company to say the lines are down. But in this time, managed to get candles and everything sorted out. I thought, well, there's nothing going to happen. I can do. I'm just going to sit on my bed, and then I fell asleep. And then I woke up, and when I woke up, it felt like it does at 5 a.m. It felt like I'd been sleeping for all that time. And then I thought, this is really strange. Next thing I know, how it goes on. So a really interesting evening. And then the next night, we have another thunderstorm, another intense thunderstorm. And the weird thing is, I felt the thunderstorm of Thursday night really intensely. And then my neighbor that lives next to me could not even remember it. She felt the Saturday night thunderstorm very intensely. And the little girl I was mentioning, the 10 or 11-year-old, talking to me about the lineup of events, said she felt the thunderstorm really intensely on Saturday night. So, wow, okay, interesting, right? And yet we live right in the same place. And then we woke up this morning, and there was fog all over the place, really weird fog. We get fog, but this was an intensely weird fog. So that's my weird experience. Let's not go to the X-Files or anything about it, just to say, yes, things are happening. It is different. Go with the flow, keep your vibration high. Just remember that weather patterns will be happening. One of the things I'd forgotten to do was get more candles. And that's what I need to do. I had one candle, and then my neighbor offered me another one. And that was great. What I forgot also was I have these lights, like those lights there. I have them battery operated ones in the lounge sitting braided against an ornament. And I forgot to turn it on. Do you see how far away the mindset is from the present? Because I have that. I would have had light like right away, but in that moment, in that time, I just forgot. So, friends, if you are going to be thinking about anything now from this conversation, I'm going to encourage you to make sure you have candles and a flashlight. I do have a flashlight. I just couldn't remember where it was or where I've stored it away or something, right? Okay, I have a little torch as well somewhere. And get those things, get yourself prepared. Get your practicality right, or the practical things there. Know where you put your candles, where you put your flashlight or your camping light. If you have these lights in the house that are battery operated, just make sure the batteries are changed, right? That they are charged and you can use them in a situation like that. Also, if there are elderly people around, because my neighbor down the way is elderly, she was freaked out. And we thought, oh, what do we do? Do we give her a candle? But that could be dangerous in itself. And so one of our neighbors just next to us went in to visit her, had a key, got in. But he was so kind. He went and set her up with some tea light candles so that she was not afraid. Sat with her a little bit. Then he went back home, had his dinner, came back another 15 minutes later, went back and sat with her till the lights came on. So when we are in blackout situations, be conscious of those people around you that may not be able to get to the things they need as well. Okay, because that was something for us. Because my thing was to message her first and say, don't panic. We all are in a blackout, not just you. So just stay where you are. And she was like, no, I'm fine. You don't need to come. I've got my flashlight. But she was frightened. She was scared because when our other neighbor went to see her, like 10 minutes later, he realized that she was really scared, and he went in and he went to visit her. And that was, that was the thing. I also be absolutely sure that the person who's saying, I'm okay, I don't need help, that they are meaning it. They're not just trying to not worry you. Okay. They think that maybe if you have to come and help them, that they are bothering you. Well, we are here for each other. That's what we're supposed to do. So just be conscious is my encouragement. Be conscious of who's around you and who might need that little bit of help. Keep yourself safe at the same time, because when blackouts are happening, that is the time where people might think, oh, okay, we can walk around the streets and see what's available for us to take. That can happen. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but there are people who have that mentality. They might do that. It's happened before. And so, you know, just keep yourself safe if you're alone and things like that. Don't just go outside. You know, just make sure that you've got somebody else out there that you know, that you are trusting, that you can go and talk to, right? Okay, friends, let's do our light language transmission. Firstly, the card that really wanted to speak today is this card. This is the Silver Lunar Dragon card. Okay, and it's interesting because we're in the new moon, the energy of the new moon in Virgo, the Silver Lunar Dragon. The Silver Lunar Dragon bathes you in divine feminine light. So come into balance and practice peace, harmony, and cooperation. Expand your causal chakra. Your causal chakra, as we know, is the one above the crown chakra. We're going to read a little bit about it very shortly, about what that means for us. Okay, we're going to use the visualization to light up our divine feminine energies from the book Dragons, Your Celestial Guardians by Diana Cooper. I would like to use this, the second one, the second guided transmission, because, or visualization, because it's not asking us to go and stand in the moonlight, because we are not going to have the moonlight. We are going to have the moon below the horizon at this time. So as we're talking about this, and I'm going to pick another card very shortly, because I've been asked to pick a card from the Whispers of Lord Ganesha Oracle card deck. And we'll see what Ganesha has to tell us, right? He's got a very beautiful energy. But also light a white candle and dedicate it to connecting with the Silver Lunar Dragons, if that is available to you. It's not a must, but only if it's available to you. Let's look at Lord Ganesha's cards, or this Oracle deck with Lord Ganesha, and we're just going to read a message from there. And as we're getting ready, I've had some incense burning there, if you saw it. Oh, wow. I'm just going to, I got the card. I got the card. I'm just going to shuffle in case something else falls out. In case I got it wrong. You got to make a, make sure of it. Isn't Ganesha beautiful? Yeah. The card is delight. Yeah. Isn't it beautiful? Or anyone who might be getting a message from that. Yeah, I'll hold it up again. Delight. It's a number, what's the number card? Number 3 card, delight. Look at Ganesha. Doesn't he look like he's in delight? And the other one is energetic movement. Energetic movement. Look at that, number 5, energetic movement. Look at him swaying there, moving himself, releasing himself. Despite all his garb, he's still moving, energetic movement. Right. Wow. Really beautiful. Beautiful cards. But I want to bring this card that I feel is the one, and I don't know why, but all of us, oh my gosh. So this is the card. The card we're going to read about is this one. It's called Insight. It's a number 26 card, which is again, 26, the numerology is 2 plus 6 is 8. It is a card of balance. Hey, that's it. Insight. Let's read what the book says about it. And if we're happy with that, let's have a look. You'll be happy with whatever message that comes from high frequency. Your inner compass knows the key to your true happiness. Okay. Ganesha is focusing attention to your third eye chakra. Interesting. We're going to do causal, but there's a third eye chakra. Ganesha is focusing attention to your third eye chakra. He's acknowledging that you are in a phase where you can grow and expand your consciousness. Intuition is the voice of the spirit and soul. It can be heard when you are in a state of calm. You have the ability to tune into a strong, clear connection. The guidance you receive from the divine can always be trusted. The intuitive insights you receive speak to you about things that directly affect your life, relationships, and personal process. You may find that your intuition grows and becomes clearer the more you tune in and follow it. The more you clear the third eye chakra energy space and practice using your intuition, the more clearly you will see in every way. Indigo blue is the color of the third eye chakra. When the third eye chakra is in balance, you are self-realized. You will find that you live in harmony with your expanded true self and with people who you interact with in your life. This does not mean that you will never have problems, but rather that you look at them with a different perspective. You may find that you are charismatic, empathetic, and highly intuitive. You are intelligent with a good imagination and accurate perceptions. And that is what they're saying you can experience when you are in tune with your intuition. That is what I get from that. Really beautiful card, isn't it? All the roses in the background there. Perhaps it's a message for me, but it is a message for me for sure, as it is a message for someone else out there, for all of us today. Okay, right. Let's go back to the dragon card. Friends, as we firmly plant our feet on the ground, kai kuka aina kai tu aharanahe zerachotama zenikitatatoroto tamata. Oh, la 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 la, maina kufarana te anara te na to farana to kurana te mati la 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 mahai. I'm assuming that we are already in that place where it's quiet and undisturbed. I'm also assuming that if it was available to you, you found your white candle and you lit it. And now we're going to close our eyes and relax. And as we breathe, 3 breaths. And as our feet are firmly planted on the ground, we are going to invoke the silver lunar dragons and ask them to bathe us in their energy. When we do this, we will know that the codes of our personal divine feminine energies are being lit up. We will also know that we are going to be working with the causal chakra. We focus on our causal chakra and visualize it as a pearl disc above us. Causal chakra is up here above the crown chakra, okay? And imagine it as a pearl disc above the crown. Pearl disc, pearl, and the moon are very similar in the way they look, in the color, all right? And it's interesting, the moon is the avatar of the sign of Cancer, but the pearl is also the stone of the sign of Cancer. So just a little fact that probably means not much to anyone, but if you are Cancer, you know that your avatar is the moon, okay, and your birthstone is the pearl. Okay, so now we sense the silver lunar dragons touching the causal chakra. We will sense that. This is the process of what's going to happen, so that it grows into a huge moon. Then you can allow the angels, dragons, and unicorns to float through it and round it, and know that you are closer to the angelic realms than ever before. And then we will come out of the transmission. Okay, so let me guide us through that. Once again, feet firmly planted on the ground. We are one more breath. Welcome, silver lunar dragons. Welcome. Oh, naninga malalululululu kutumahai. Can you feel them? Can you feel them? And if you can't still, now's the time we're going to focus on the space above your crown chakra, which is your causal chakra. Breathe. Now breathe in, breathe. And take the breath all the way to the bottom of the belly and push down onto the pelvic muscles, and now bring it back. Cool. And you bring it up your spine. Into Korona Khayana to Korona Khayana to Korona Khayana, and you bring it all the way up. And you bring it up into the spinal column, Kirabako to Koroma, going through the altar major. And then, of course, through the third eye and then the crown chakra. And you are focusing on the space above you. And we're clearing now with the light language. So we're clearing the causal chakra. And now we're ready to welcome the silver lunar dragons. Welcome, silver lunar dragons. Can you see them? They're surrounding you. They're circling you. Hey. Now they're touching your causal chakra. And can you feel it? Can you feel it growing into this huge moon? And now you allow angels, as you feel guided, angels, dragons and unicorns to come through the causal chakra. They are floating around it and through it. And the causal chakra being opened, being cleared, helps you with your communications with the angelic realms. And this is where our dragons come from. So yes, we cleared, we balanced, we brought in the energy of the silver lunar dragons through the causal chakra. And this chakra is now balanced and cleared to bring in and connect you, bring in angelic beings from the angelic realm, but also to connect you with the angelic realm. So we're going to thank you, silver lunar dragons. Kia makoro. We're going to thank them. We're also going to invite high vibrational energy from them, frequencies, to ensure that only beings of high vibration for the highest good will communicate with all of us through our causal chakra. Yeah. Someone's feeling some energy through the temples right now. This must have to do with the third eye. Also, we did bring the third eye chakra into this. So any information that is coming through, anything that we can see through the third eye, let it be of high vibration, coming through from the causal chakra into the crown, into the third eye. Just balancing our communications, just seeing everything in a logical way, seeing through the third eye in a balanced, logical way. Kiama sinama tumora na khayna tufara na khay natia. Thank you. And then, friends, I just want to look very quickly at delight and see if there was anything. The card from Lord Ganesha. Delight. We are born with a gift of laughter. Laughter is a natural medicine, so be delighted. Ask Ganesha. For laughter. He always seems quite happy. The energetic movement, be focused on your highest goals and intentions in your day-to-day activities to create real transformation. Ganesha dancing represents a very focused kind of motion and activity. There we are. Very important even now, right now, understanding the effects of the new moon in Virgo, as well as for many of us, the effect of Pluto in Capricorn. Thank you, friends. Thank you so much. Look after yourselves. Remember that you are the creator of your reality, and how you respond is important. Respond with intention and high vibration, and then you will be cultivating a life of blessings. Intention, good intention, high vibration intention, and therefore you will cultivate that life of good things, of ease and flow. That is always the intention, right? And living from the highest perspective that is available to you. And the highest perspective is available to all of us. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. And for those of you joining us tomorrow for the pet transmission called Moon Magic, we look forward to seeing you there. Both Emma from Being Magic and I will be there. And look forward to meeting you and your wonderful pets. So thank you so much, friends. Namaste. Namahi. Karamakoto faranachai tototo ahasketa fayinaka tototo mahai kete. I'm reminded to say, do not forget to do your grounding exercises, drink your water, go out in nature, and barefoot, walk in the ground, walk on the ground. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, guides. Thank you, Lord Ganesha. Thank you, Silver Lunar Dragons. Namaste. Again. Until then.